It is officially 2025, which marks 1 year of my small business, and in that time I have learned so much as a small business owner, which means I am ready for a reset. I have a lot of things that I want to get done in 2025 to improve my small business from last year, but I feel like my small business is just totally in disarray. After the chaos of the holiday season, my whole small business just needs to be cleaned up, reset, and get ready to take on a whole new year. I think I'm gonna have to do this video in multiple parts because there are so many things that need to be reset for the new year, like my finances, planning my launches, my craft room needs to be cleaned. There are so many things that need to get done to reset my small business officially for 2025. Now, last year at this time when I started my small business, I had no plan going into anything. I just knew that I wanted to start this business and just see where it took me. But now that I've got a year under my belt, I feel like I need to have a plan going into the new year because going in blind just doesn't seem like it's gonna work. I feel like step one of this process is going to be to clean up my space because I need a tidy space in order to have a tidy mind in order to plan for 2025. So we are going to start with part one of the series being resetting my space. I literally do this every single video. Every single video I say, oh, I need to clean my craft room, it's really bad, blah, blah, blah. But then I never fully finish it and I never fully deep clean it and organize it so that it's easier to upkeep. And then I just do a market, throw everything in there, and then let it go. I'm gonna take this day by day. I know this is gonna be a multi-day task because I only have the nighttime because of work and everything like that. But I really want to take as many days as I need because this is such an important task and it's something that I need to keep up with every so often. So for this first day, I'm starting kind of light, but I just want to organize the yarn that I have. So I usually have bins, different bins for each kind of yarn. I've got one for blanket yarn, one for acrylic, one for cotton, and I think there's one more, but I kind of intermix all of them anyways. And I just want to have them reorganized because there's so much yarn out and about in space, and there's also a lot of yarn that I got new and used. I used a lot of yarn, so there's some space. So everything just needs to be put back in those bins and organized so I can first of all see what kind of yarn I have and make sure that I'm restocking the colors that I need because that's something that I don't really keep track of right now is how much inventory of yarn that I have. And once I do that, I feel like I will have cleaned out enough space to at least get in there and get working. You know what I mean? There's just no room right now to even walk in there. So I'm gonna take you in there. Brace yourself for real because you can't even walk. But it's gonna get better, I promise. Hey guys. I can't even open the door all the way. Yeah. So let's just get this started. My bins of yarn are so heavy. I'm so regretting this. But here we go. I was actually stuck in the door. And then bin number 2. So clearly these bins are not accessible very easily, which is why I put all my yarn just wherever I want and not in the bins. So I think that's something that needs to change. I need to find a new yarn storage system. Dude, why am I out of breath? I'm so out of shape. This is my exercise, is moving bins of yarn. How embarrassing. I have grossly underestimated the amount of yarn in my craft room right now. I think it's going to be a lot. I don't think it's going to fit on my couch, but that is the next step, is to put all of it onto my couch and then sort it into the proper bins. I am positive that they are not all going to fit into these bins. I'm going to get started with pulling all of that out. I am very much not excited, very nervous. I'll give you some insight while I'm doing it into how it's going, but I'm probably going to do this as a time lapse. So sit back, grab your project, and enjoy this chaotic, possibly satisfying time lapse.
Okay, so I just want you guys to know that most of these were in bags because they were tangled and I didn't want to untangle them, so I just dumped all the bags out. And this is what we've got. This is what we have to fit in these bins that are already full.
We are going to organize this now, and it's a tangled mess because a lot of times I work on a project, I don't finish it, and then it gets tangled up with another yarn from another project that I'm working with in the same bag, because for some reason I put everything in bags as I work. Like, I'll just be like, oh, I'm not done with this one, I'll work on it later, and I throw it in a bag, and then I take that bag with me when I want to work on that project. So I emptied the bags, most of them. You can see that there's still a couple here, but there are still like projects that are mixed in here and tangles. So this is going to probably take me the rest of the night.
Okay guys, this is where we're at. There are our scraps. Those are our specialty yarns that I'm going to put in the hanger that I have. These are the acrylic yarns that would not fit on this heaping pile of acrylic yarns that I have. These are all of our cotton yarns that are sticking out of the top. And then this is all of our blanket yarns. I have more over here that I'm hoarding away because I'm currently making projects with them, but this is pretty good. But I also have a box, that box over there, of blanket yarn too that needs to fit in here. So needless to say, I need to get to work. So first things first, I'm going to throw these in the hanger and see if I have any room for at least these. Oh, this is a specialty yarn too that I'm going to put over there. Yeah, and we'll see. We don't have a lot of room in the hanger. I'll show you what it looks like. All right, I've got it all filled here. So these are just extra acrylic yarns that I had, so I just threw them there. This is my specialty yarn tier, so I've got some velvet. I have more velvet yarn somewhere, but it will fit in there at some point. I have fleece, I have my scrub yarn, I have, this is my alpaca that I got before, that I haven't opened yet, and then that is my merino wool that I haven't fully used yet, so that's exciting. I have all of those in a very easily accessible place, and then these at the top are for a custom order, so I feel like that'll be easy to just kind of swap out once I finish that custom order and go on to the next one. I'll just put it up there, and then I'll have an organized spot for where my custom yarn goes.
Me and my gigantic head and my pile of stuff welcomes you to part 2, day 2 of organizing my craft room. Today's goal is to organize the floor. For some reason, I like to work from the ground up. A lot of people say to work on surfaces first, but I'm going to work on the ground up. So this includes a lot of organizing of things that are not related to my craft stuff. I have so much storage stuff from my house in here. That's the goal for today, is to work on the ground. I'm putting a bunch of stuff on the surfaces on purpose just to get it out of the way. Like, I have a bunch of my Christmas like wrapping paper and bags and stuff that I just threw onto this table because I don't know where I'm gonna put it and what box I'm gonna put it in, but I will figure that out as I go along. So I'm gonna put you guys in time-lapse mode, and the goal is to just work on the floor and organize what I can.
I have gotten done what I wanted to today, and I've made some progress. I can walk through this room, which is really all that matters, and I think it is just finally settled in that I am not going to have an aesthetic craft room like all those people that we see on YouTube and TikTok and Instagram. That is just not me because of my living situation, and that is okay. I don't need to have the most aesthetic background for everything. I just need to be me. And we're taking that into 2025 with us, which, by the way, today is New Year's Day. Happy New Year. That is why I got so much done, because I had off from work. But I will probably take the next couple days off from doing this because I have work and a lot of other things to get done. But for the rest of the night, I'm probably going to crochet some inventory because I'm feeling like just watching YouTube and relaxing. I finished editing my YouTube video today. That's going to go up on Sunday, so I'm excited about that, and I'm excited that I can at least walk through this room now. So see you guys in the next part of this video.
Guys, I'm reporting live from my desk. I cleaned it off yesterday. I finished that up. I still have the desk behind me to do, and I made a little bit of a mess when I was cleaning off my desk in certain places. So I still have to do underneath my desk, and then there's a cart next to it that I have to organize too. And I also put a bunch of yarn that I found on my desk that wasn't organized in the previous purge up here that I have to organize too. And my boyfriend has so graciously brought a bunch of tools in here that I have to organize now somehow. So I think I'm going to put them underneath the desk behind me here. But today's goal is to just try and get a little bit more organized. I don't know what that looks like. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this behind me or work on stuff underneath my desk. I don't really know. But I'm very glad that I got my desk organized. And then at the absolute end of this video, I'll give you guys like a little tour, even though it's not going to be perfect and it's not going to be aesthetic and it's not going to be what everybody on YouTube comes to watch these for, but it will be way better than it was before. So I'm going to get to cleaning. I'm going to set you guys up, do a little time lapse, and give you guys some updates as we go. It has been a little bit since I recorded. I have recovered a little bit more from my illness, although there is still residual grossness, so don't mind that. Good news, we are progressing with the craft room, and I think we are almost done, and I think we could potentially finish it tonight. My boyfriend so graciously cleaned out his closet over here while I was at work today. I just have to put all of the tables back in front of it, and I'm gonna move some of his tools into there as well. They are a little bit harder to access, but I don't think he uses them as much as he thinks. Anyways, the goal is to just have everything finished today. I've got a couple more things to do, and then I will give you guys the grand tour, which is super, super not exciting at all, but it is a little bit better than the start. So it is very much better than the start. So I'm gonna get the heater and put it in here because it's freezing, and then we are gonna get to finishing up this craft room. And then I will finally have a space to finish resetting my business, which will be in part 2 of this video. I already have a list of things, and I actually already started filming that video. That's gonna be the business side, not just me obviously cleaning my craft room like this one is. So once that video comes out, go check that out. But for now, I'm gonna get to cleaning. Welcome to our non-aesthetic tour. All right.
Over here, I have all my boyfriend's stuff just kind of stowed away over there. I've got my yarn there, and that's about it. These cabinets are not in use as of right now, just because I have my canopy in front of it and all of this. So these are my 3 tables that I have for markets. These are little side tables that I use behind the scenes as kind of like a workstation. This is my stand for my loveys, and then my wagon. These are just things from my market that are huge, that take up a lot of space, so I left them here in front of this closet. I organized my little cart here with all my supplies on the top too, and then my books and kits on the bottom. I've got my packing materials, and behind it I've got market materials right here in the front. And then of course my desk here, not very much cool stuff on there. This is kind of my work in progress bag, and underneath it is a blanket that I've been working on. I've got sewing stuff under there, and I've got my knitting machine under there as well. This is where I keep all my inventory. I have another giant bin of yarn, my blanket yarn, that's out in the living room right now because I'm using it. These bags are just extras that don't fit into my giant bins here. And then this part, just ignore. This is all of my storage stuff. It has some of my market stuff. And then these are bags of other crafts, my Christmas stuff, and like storage stuff for our house that we don't have room for. Underneath here, I've got stuff for my Cricut. This is also a calendar that I thrifted that I probably want to hang up right there. I think it would look so cute. This is my Cricut. I just set this up. It used to be a desk for my boyfriend's hunting stuff, but he so graciously gave it up for me to use for my Cricut. However, I do have all of his stuff under here and my Cricut stuff underneath here. I've got a sweatshirt there that my boyfriend wants me to make, so I might surprise him with that since he was so nice in cleaning up his closet today. So that's the tour. It's a lot better than it was. It is nowhere near aesthetic, but with the room we have and the storage space that we have, I think this is pretty good. Alright, you guys, that is it for part 1 of this series. I did it. I finally cleaned out my whole craft room. It has taken me months to actually tear this thing apart and get it a little bit more organized. I feel like obviously it's not perfect, obviously it's not aesthetic like everybody else's beautiful craft rooms, but it's what I could do, and I feel like it's pretty realistic. So I think that even though it's a little bit embarrassing to post, I think that it's relatable for some people, and it's important to put out there that not everybody has the space and the money to have the most beautiful craft room on the face of this earth. If you've gotten this far in the video, thank you guys so much for watching and joining me on this ride of cleaning out my craft room. I'm going to do a part 2 to this series, so stay tuned for that. And if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe down below, like the video, and comment what your craft room looks like, because mine is now clean. Again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.